into my house. Stop blocking my drive with your roadworks. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Natasha Makes. I made it back. There seem to be roadworks everywhere.
At the moment, there doesn't there? Oh.
Everywhere.
Mind you, it doesn't help that you're sort of sitting right plonk in the middle of the HS2
No.
works.
Freddie plans our route to school now in the morning as to how many different sets of traffic lights and roadworks we're going to have to sit in. And he plans what he thinks is going to be the quickest route.
Bless him.
Yeah. And on the weekend when Josh was playing his gig, obviously he forgot part of his kit, so I had to come back for it. And he's like, we've already sat at these traffic lights once today. I know. And we will sit at them again. Yeah. That'll be the one. Which was fabulous. I mean, to be fair, they only forgot one thing this time.
Well, that's good.
Last time they forgot the entire drum kit. How do you forget a drum kit? You know, you just go, I'm not being funny, but how do you forget an entire drum kit?
You know, one of the main staples of your band. Yeah.
Oh, we thought there'd be one there.
Amazing.
I don't know.
Don't know how to do that.
So now I make sure anytime they gig that my diary is clear so that I can, you know, turn up with drum kits or other essential things. Anyway, good morning. How are you? Lovely Jane is with us today.
Good morning.
Jane, what are we making today?
We're making this fabulous folded pinwheel cushion.
Which goes so beautifully with last week's Tipsy quilt. I'm going to go
very tactile.
Over the top. I have had to keep the children away from it because little fingers.
Yes, because you can put your fingers in there.
And this needs to stay clean for now.
It is very tactile.
Freddie had a sleepover at the weekend and they wanted to make a fort in the sitting room. And he's like, we need all the cushions. And I went and I took all my nice cushions and went, not these, you don't. These are out of bounds. So we all have those cushions that are special, and this is particularly special. I love this technique. What are we calling it? What is that technique?
It's a folded pinwheel.
Okay, so not a cathedral window.
Well, it's sort of cathedral-y, windowy, styly.
Pinwheely.
Yeah.
Pinwheel cathedrals.
Yes.
Amazing.
Mm.
Beautiful. But you don't have to sew everything down.
No.
Which for those people that don't like sewing curves, you don't have to.
You don't have to. You give it a good press and it stays folded.
And it has done, because you did this last week.
Yeah.
We've got this in 2 different colourways. I think this is incredibly pretty. That's going to look very pretty on my moss green sofa, Jane.
Yes, it is.
Just saying.
It is. It's going to look gorgeous.
We've
got a lovely soft, dare I say, feminine version, and then our other
pastel.
Yeah, pastel. And then our other one is slightly more dynamic.
Ta-da!
Bit of red, white, and blue.
It's very patriotic,
isn't it?
Yeah. I have relented and let my red Emily Bell go. This has been set.
It's only taken me 3 years to persuade her to use.
I know.
Are you sure I can't use this? No, it's mine.
I know.
Give it 6 months. Can I use this one? No, it's mine.
I was saving it for something special for Emily, but red isn't even her favourite colour, so I'm like, why am I doing that?
Yeah.
Why am I even doing that? These are the original Emily Bells, not the Emily Blossoms, which are our larger scale versions of the Emily Bell, but we're talking Liberty. So today's is a stunning Liberty cushion that you could be making and having the luxury of having in your own home.
Yes.
Which is delightful. Jane sounds particularly quiet.
Oh, do I?
Yes.
Is it because the box is sitting in front of me?
I'm going to angle things
towards
towards you.
Dear.
There you go, Jane.
I don't know. I'm going to have to go and see a speech therapist or something about projecting my voice.
Yes. I could just be being particularly loud, Jane.
Well, you've got a clear voice, haven't you? You've got a loud voice.
I've got many years of drama school.
Yes.
That's what I've got. Right, so this is what we're making today, but you've got a choice, like we say, of 2 different colourways of the kits. Jane, these are coming in. Right, how much would you, if you went to Liberties of London, their flagship store, how much would you expect to pay for a Liberty cushion? Just the one, Mrs. Wembley.
Yeah, I'm thinking, well, I went to Blenheim Palace, didn't I? And there was Morris fabric cushions, the tapestry cushions.
I remember your
I
absolute
was
outrage. We had to do,
indignant.
honestly, we had to do a whole show off the back of your outrage. Jane does not do outrage, but she did.
I was so indignant.
You were.
We'd got the tapestry fabrics here, hadn't we? We just
Yeah.
had them in. And I was just like, oh, look, these are like our... And I looked at the price and I was like, I beg your pardon. They were £75, weren't they, or something, these cushions?
Something ridiculous.
So I would put Liberty cushions within the same sort of price
So,
bracket, I think. So
I think for you it was a national, was it National Trust, Blenheim?
yes,
So
yeah.
National Trust with a National Treasure, William Morris,
Yeah.
with tapestry, with an American tourist influx,
Yes,
equals massively inflated prices.
absolutely.
But people were buying
They
them.
were buying them. They were
And
just
they weren't
plain...
even brilliantly made.
No,
They had calico backs.
that's right. It was
That's
just
what
tapestry
made
on
you-
the front. Yeah,
So indignant.
yeah. That was just... Glenn was like, calm down.
Calm
It's like,
down, dear.
"This
Calm
is
down.
awful."
Would have paid very good money
Yeah.
to have seen that. However, what we did instead was do a lovely, fabulous show about it. So, yeah, places like Liberty, it's like with our barber waxes.
Yes.
We sell our barber waxes at the most incredible prices. We don't label them as barber, but we know
Yes.
exactly where they've come from.
Yeah.
Which means that you can then have barber quality in your life at a fraction of the price. And that's what last week's half-hour, half-metre bag
Yes.
was. I've had 2 requests. Can I please redo the members video for it because they didn't like it being done in... I'll redo it for you. I wasn't at my most fabulous best
No,
either.
you were quite poorly.
I was
weren't
proper
you?
poorly last weekend. So yeah, give me well half an hour and I'll do it. We've got samples with the number of shows, the volumes of shows that we do, which is vast actually. There's always
Crazy, man.
at least 1 or 2 samples.
Yes.
And
And if
then
you like something, you make it more than once. How many half-hour bags did you make?
I love them.
They're gorgeous.
I really love them. I've already gifted a whole load of them.
I bet they think that's fabulous.
Well, I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. So
Well, you would, wouldn't you? A nice waxed bag like that.
I've gone
Stunning.
through. I know which ones I'm keeping for me. And then I wore one at the weekend. I was like, this is nice and roomy. I love them. I just love them. Yeah, so already some have been gifted and some are in our sample sale today. Should we have a look at our sample sale today? Now, these always come with prerequisite that these are samples. They are not always absolutely 100% perfect because they've been on the set, they may have travelled, they may have been here, there and everywhere, hung up on the wall. They are sold as seen.
Yes.
There might be an
They're made
imperfection.
in a hurry sometimes as well.
There
so-
might be a turning through gap that I haven't sewn up.
Yes. There might be wobbly
But-
quilting on it.
If you then sew up that turning through gap, then legitimately you have made that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. You've done a collaboration with Natasha.
Collab, beautiful thing. So let's have a look. But they are one-offs, and when they're gone, they are gone. Gemma always tells me I don't charge enough. I always feel bad for how much we do charge because I do that thing of, but we made it.
Yeah. We do. We're not very good, are we?
It's naughty, really, isn't it? Because we would tell other people to charge more.
Yes, we would. We would. And, you know, you think about the time and effort that goes into it. And a lot of these, it's the design time as well, isn't it?
I know.
Start off on one note.
So, for example, the half-hour, half-metre bags, every single one that is in the sale today is $19.99.
Yeah.
And I've stood here very hypocritically and said, you can sell these for at least £60. But I know that you know exactly how much you've paid for the fabric.
Yeah.
It's like, So don't look at we are charging you and think that that is what the market rate should be.
No.
We don't charge our time. We don't charge any of those things. And also,
You're basically getting what the kit would cost plus a bit for the accessories, aren't you?
well, yeah, for a bit of hardware or this, that and the
Yeah.
other. So without further ado, let's have a rummage in the box. What's in the box, Jane? I'm going to move this out of the way, not into the patch of coffee that I spilt from my spill-proof mug. Well done, me. There were words you couldn't say in church, weren't there, Jane?
Absolutely. Poor Natasha.
Zigzag quilt.
Zigzag quilt. Look at that. That's lovely.
We found one of these.
Got a kit somewhere.
Should we hold this up so everyone can see how gorgeous it is? You have got. I feel like this was a sort of a. That's the wrong way around. Like a fabric collab too.
Yes, there's a bit of everything in there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I just went and bought and got the brightest ones off the shelf to make.
It's gorgeous. It's cheery. The quilting on this is beautiful. It's in a variegated thread, so it just lends itself to all of the colours there. Jane's very good. It is backed in a Cave Facet Collective. Actually, that's a checkmate from Brandon.
Yeah.
But it does go so beautifully with the front. We have one of those, Jane.
It's a nice sort of throw size that'll go over your knees in the winter, around your shoulders.
Or just over the back of your sofa, cheer everything up a little bit.
If you've got somebody that uses a wheelchair, that's just right to go over their knees.
Oh, proper snuggly.
Just around the sides.
Let's have a look. What else is in the box?
Oh, there's a beautiful pouch here. Look.
Oh, that's my squarish bag.
Yeah.
Because it's not quite square.
No.
It's squarish. We're overhead.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
That's not good then, is it? Over there. There we go. Look, nice roomy pouch.
And do you know what I love about these?
Nice little zip
The
edge.
velvet goes all the way through.
Lovely. So pretty.
Cork and velvet.
Nice.
It's really nice. Do you know what I would do now if I was making these again? You know those D-ring?
Oh, you
Screw and rivet
ones,
D-rings.
yeah.
I put those on. That's
Make
what
a
I
nice
would do.
bag as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. So velvety. Anyway, got one of those. Like I say, 1999.
Nice half-hour bag. A nice bit of cotton
Round
drill.
the right way. There we go. So this is your chocolate cotton drill with a little thread with faux leather detailing on there, handmade thingamajiggy. I have got one of those in the same cotton. Oh yeah, it is the same one. But this time you've got. Oh, Gemma's messaging me. What have you got there? What's it called? Webbing.
Webbing.
There we go.
And a nice little handmade tag. That's lovely. They're so roomy, aren't they?
They are really, really roomy.
Well,
Gemma
this is a
says
nice one. This is the wireframe bag. Oh, look at that inside there.
that's your Tilda inside there. Gemma says a plain linen cushion on the Liberty website starts at £65. Patchwork cushions are £120, £85 in the sale. And the highest price cushion on their website is £695.
That's crazy. It's got another
Gemma says
strap.
she's still loading these. We've started from the wrong end of the alphabet.
Oh dear.
Sorry, these will be there. This just needs a little press because it's been in a bag somewhere. This is the wireframe bag,
It's beautiful.
and there's a little bit of quilters wash away tape showing there, but that can always be washed out. It opens with a double zip there, and then this will be when it goes up £24.99, which is way.
Crazy.
It should be £29.99 at least, but Gemma might change that price when she gets to it and go, you're ridiculous. So I've made a recommendation of prices. Gemma generally changes them, but all you need to do is just give this a little press. That is one of our water resistant, water repellent fabrics, by the way.
Yes, it's one of the technical ones, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Which will be hard wearing, won't they? As
Oh,
a bag for a
for
bag.
sure.
It's a really good idea for a bag.
You get all four of the pouches 4 ways.
All of them together.
All of them together.
as one skew,
All
as
4.
it were.
And they've got
Look
they've
at the
got-
lovely jazzy zips they've got.
zips, and they are all lined with cave.
Fabulous cave.
So you can have this. I wanted this to go as a set. I did want this to go as a set. And if you would like it as a set, then
Look,
you
those
then you
lovely
can.
Little paws it pulls
Yeah.
on there. That's really nice.
Oh, and you might want to divvy it up and have them as gifts, teacher gifts. You could.
That's
Stick
a good
something
idea,
in
isn't
there.
it? Put some sweeties in there.
Yeah, I was going with gin, but yeah. Having
Yes.
taught, I know what I need at the end of term.
Oh, look at this. This
Yeah,
is another-
1999 again. Have I got a thread I need to chop?
It's just, just a
There it
tiny
is.
one there.
That was from my turning through cap, Jane. There might be the odd thread you've got to snip back. Do you know what? How many times do you buy something from the shopping? It's got a thread you need to snip. This comes with the thing as well.
With the strap, so
With
I
the
mean,
strap.
you can use this on other projects as
Well,
well,
that's-
can't you? That's a detachable. Can't even say the word.
I love it, and I love that the thing goes with that. And just yeah.
That is gorgeous, and that's that lovely antique grey
yeah,
wax.
that's your
isn't it?
antique grey Bonneville.
Lovely. Look at this little useful
This was
bag.
your beginner bag.
Got a little pocket in it.
Yeah, so
This
there
is
was
when you demonstrated that the letterbox zip.
the
pocket, wasn't
letterbox pocket. So this is
Look at
Sanderson
that.
fabric on the inside. It's one of our technical fabrics on the outside.
That is beautiful, and that's just a nice size
Do
bag
you know
to
what,
get your
actually?
essentials in.
That would look better with lighter weight straps. I might swap the straps out, Jane.
Oh right, because these are
For-
the got poppers on them,
Yeah,
so they come in and out quite easily.
I think they're a little bit too heavy. But what if it had those instead? They're slightly
they'd be
lighter.
nice, wouldn't they? Should we take these ones off then?
If this is going to be yours, and we'll change the hardware here. This is the beauty, isn't it, of these sorts of things?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you would rather have, yeah, that does look better. We'll change out this hardware here for you so the gold matches. But I think that's better.
Yes. Yeah, that's more in proportion with the bag, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you can still get it over your shoulder, which is
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty.
There you go. So if you're going for that, just let us know if you'd like the lighter handles or the other ones. They're much of a muchness price-wise. It doesn't change that. But we will just
Beautiful.
have to change out your
Oh,
hardware
this
bits
is
there.
lovely. This has got the...
Oh, nice. I love this. I didn't want this one to go either, but I can only use so many bags. This has got your bright pink stitching
I
detail
like that
on
you've
there.
matched the top stitching
Yeah.
as well. That's lovely.
And then I've gone for like a purpley pinky thing all going with the grey. When you get this home, you'll see the detailing on there. If you can't see it listed, just know that Gemma's frantically tapping away.
Oh,
I
the little
know.
pouch from yesterday.
I know. Otherwise I'll keep them all, Jane, and I can't.
Oh, yes, and you do love an octopus. Look
Can we
at
just
him.
spin that round
Isn't
the right
he
way? Thank you.
gorgeous? I love the way that comes round the side.
Yes.
This glimpse fabric was just ideal for the octopus, wasn't it?
Do you know, even Josh came in this morning and saw this. He didn't see what I made yesterday.
Oh,
He was,
right.
and he said, I'm so proud of him, he said, is that Klimt? Yes, it
I
is.
trained you well.
I am training him. It's brilliant. He's getting a good idea of all these things, because fabric was not his natural environment at all. You
I
know.
love this little tray. This tray purse. So clever.
So it poppers together so that you can keep your knickknacks together.
Oh, there we go.
And just have it, you know, especially if you go to a workshop or whatever, and you can put your pen through there, but then you can store everything in there and then fold it up when you need to go.
Yeah, it's really clever. Look at that. That's so clever.
And it clips, because of the way that
Together,
I've done
yeah.
it clips together there and there too, so that it's all doubly secure. You've got 4 sets of poppers on there.
Brilliant. And
I-
that lovely Tilda Jubilee fabric in the middle.
Yeah.
I love that.
I've
these little purses.
Yeah, I have. These are the bear purses. The reason they're all open, Jane, is because I didn't want to stick the stickers on the cork.
No.
So you've got one with velvet, you've got one with George Mendoza and faux leather, and then you've got a couple of Kaufman there.
They're so cute. These are such lovely, like little gifts. Couldn't you put
Yeah.
little,
For little
little
people.
gift cards in?
Yeah.
Or
Oh, gift cards, absolutely. Well, like I said, we went to the thing at the weekend, the festival at the weekend,
yeah.
and we had Josh's daughter with us because it was Father's Day, and of course she hadn't got a wallet or anything, so for her pocket money, so one of these, and away she goes all happy.
Lovely.
And she'd made a loom band bracelet, so she stuck the loom band underneath there
Oh, more
and made it
on
into a little
this.
wristlet.
Oh, that's clever. Now, are these going together?
They're going as a pair because I can't bear for them to not.
Little mini quilt. You could use this as a table centre.
I could use it
It's
as a
over-
changing mat if it's going
Yeah.
in someone's.
Going out, and then the cushion that goes with.
Doesn't come with a pad
No, it's just
because
the
we
cushion.
didn't actually have the. I took out about 3 pads from there
Yes, I think I'd stuffed it with your cushion.
with all the little ones.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, how many? You know,
I think after that you went in and bought some
Big
cushion
ones.
pads, didn't you?
but I was putting them out, you know, like a magician putting stuff out. It's like, and here's another pad, and here's another pad, and here's another one.
I've been known to get a small one and wrap it with wadding and another quilt, haven't I, and put it inside. Never mind.
I have found when I've undone some of these cushions and taken them out for the sample sale, I've then found like 3 other cushions inside because you've just gone stuff.
Yeah.
It's like when they do the bird roasts and I'll do like 4 bird roast,
One
but
inside
cushion
of another.
style.
And it's got an envelope back on there.
Yeah. So that could be yours. You're very welcome to have
Beautiful.
that
That's
if you would like
lovely.
it. Jem will be happy now. We're getting to the bit she's actually loaded.
Yeah. Oh look, there's another octopus pouch.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That was
I love the fact that the ombre goes round, so it's like almost like it's 2 different fabrics,
yeah.
the light and the dark.
But if you turn it round that way, then you see how
The
it.
ombres, it's beautiful.
But the whole thing with this, Jane. Let's have it so people can see. There you go.
Sorry.
The whole thing with that bag, the whole reason that it wasn't done in a front and a back section, it had to be done in one long strip of fabric, was so that the octopus could stretch around.
Yeah.
And
That
you
is
can
so
always
lovely.
elongate that tentacle if you
Yes.
want and have it even longer.
Make it come all the way around to the back, couldn't it, when you're doing it? He's so lovely. He is lovely. Oh, look at this, the peacock one.
Yeah.
It's a wristlet.
In fact, do you know what? I wanted to load the other 2 peacock bags that I'd made, but I forgot. So,
I love this because that peacock ribbon goes all the way
All the way
inside.
round.
Look, that is beautiful.
and you've got hardware, so if you want to put a bag chain on instead, you can, but it does come with the wristlet, the
That's
matching wristlet,
beautiful.
because there was no point in not supplying the wristlet with it because that was how it was made
Well,
to go.
no, it just lends itself beautifully, doesn't it? Very clever pattern matching there, Natasha.
I mean, you know, it was
Beautiful.
purely
Beautiful. Oh, look.
accidental.
This is lovely with the cape and the spark.
What a lovely makeup bag though that would make.
Yeah. That's gorgeous.
I
Pattern. What's this pattern? Useful pouch, was it, or something like that?
it's the Take Me Anywhere.
Take me anywhere pouch.
So this is the same pattern.
Yeah.
That's the Take Me Anywhere as well.
But just by adding on your hardware, which you could do with this, you could buy some of the screw-in rivets, couldn't you? And
Well, we've
Make
got
that
the
into-
rainbow ones
yeah.
as well for straps, and we had a pack of 10 different coloured pairs as well, which you just screw in, and then you can screw them out if you want to interchange them. They were incredibly useful, but
So,
I've kept several of these because I love them and I use them.
they are really useful.
The,
aren't
I made one of these out of grey wax,
they? Yes.
out of the Bonneville grey wax, out of this, and it's now my dog walking bag.
Oh, that's handy.
I
Keep
could
all
put
your-
my wallet, dog poo bags, treats, and my
your
phone.
Yeah,
Done.
brilliant. And all wipeable inside. This is a nice pouch.
Do you know what? This was never actually a pattern. It was just, I've got a bit left over and it's really pretty. What am I going to make with it?
I love that because that pink just pulls out that little bit of pink on
Doesn't
the
it?
ferns.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Tapestry.
And Jem will tell me off. Because it's got
Tassel.
tassels, it's got zips, it's got all the stuff.
$9.99. That's a steal.
It's just
That'd be
sitting
great
there.
for your workshop because you could get your rotary cutter in there and all of your scissors and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love this. It's lovely. That was
Well,
when
we've
you
only
did your
done
flat seam, didn't you?
Three pocket tote.
Yeah, because you've got inside here. You've got another pocket, haven't you?
3, because we always get our pockets.
Yeah.
So there they are. There are your 3 pockets.
This would be good for somebody going off to university this time, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because they get their folders and all their stuff in there.
Just really handy.
Lovely with the cork strap. Beautiful.
So there they are. In fact, I will at some point after the show. I'll get Gemma to add the peacock bags because there's no point in me keeping those samples. I'm never going to get that peacocky stuff in again. I
No.
doubt. It's ombre. No. And have his little sticker. There are your bears.
The bear pouches.
We've got Cork tomorrow on the show. We've got brand new Cork.
Oh, the Cork tomorrow. You're going to love it.
Whilst you pack that up in, I might just show people a few little...
Oh, it's just gorgeous, isn't it, this Cork?
This is expensive Cork, I'm not going to lie, but you get what you pay for. By the time that we've paid import duties and everything else on it...
Well, the thing is, I mean, the Cork that we've used previously has been fabulous.
Oh, we love it.
But you can feel this.
The difference.
It is a superior.
So no, it's not cheap, but it does come. It's proper Portuguese. So this isn't from China Cork. This is proper Portuguese Cork, and my goodness me, it just. You know, when we say it's like working with leather. Now, the thing is, some of these, Jane, have got a microfiber black back on it.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to put a fabric on there, it's already got one on there.
No, I was going to say you've got that already, and it's like soft, like almost like felt.
Yes. So not on all of them, but on some of them, I'd probably put on the back of this, because this just looks like leather, doesn't it?
It does.
If I were to put anything on the back of this, it would be probably some Kaufman.
Yeah.
Because look.
With the gold metallic detail. Yeah.
It's just so beautiful. So obviously more has been done to this. It's been dyed, it's got all sorts. I mean, look at this. And this is sort of cut into little squares and laid on, like into little strips and laid on.
Yeah. Which gives it a nice effect. It's sort of patchworky in a way.
But what I've tried to do is bring you some pattern stuff, but the colours that pick out go through into there. So, and these are, yeah, this is just to give you an idea of what we've got on tomorrow's show.
Fabulous.
Because if you love it, I have to dip my toe, because it is more expensive. There's no getting away from it. I don't want you to look at it tomorrow and go, oh my goodness me, that's really expensive. Blah 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 blah. I'm warning you now. It is, but that's the quality of it. That's the fact that it's had prints and stuff done to it, and it's a weight that is useful for your bag making and all the other stuff. I can get lighter weight cork that isn't such good quality that is far cheaper. I can.
But why would you want to? Because it
But-
wouldn't make
No.
At the end of the day, what you make from it is going to be inferior as well, and won't
Yeah.
last as long, and won't, within a few times of using it, it'll start to come apart, won't it?
But can I just say, for any of you that are paper crafters, you can use these with your dies.
Oh, right.
So you can make earrings and stuff with them as well. You can make jewellery from them too. And when you've got really beautiful, like you could do leaf shape one, you could do all sorts of different stuff. So
gorgeous things.
with these, every single scrap gets kept and used for something.
Yes.
And that's why with the Cork Make subscription, you've got such a range of sized projects too, so that you can use your little scraps and make a coin or a plectrum holder to hang from your bag to match, so that you've always got that coin when you go to the supermarket.
Yeah, perfect.
Or if you need, like Freddie yesterday going off to his new school for the day, he had his little token holder on his bag, so that if he needed £1 for an emergency, he'd got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I'm going to get out your way, Jane, and let you demo. I've got some messages from people on YouTube who says, Tanya says, good morning. I've been eagerly waiting for this demonstration. Gwen says, good morning. Lovely morning in Sussex. I haven't said her name right. Cynthia says, greetings, admiring this cushion, so cool, love the texture. Auntie Liz is here, good morning. Oh, so pretty cushion. Ivan's here, good morning. And Auntie says, your hair looks lovely, Jane.
Oh, thank you, Auntie Lizzie. I've had some layers put in it.
You have. It does look very
a bit of a...
Very nice, very nice. I'm going over here.
Is that red there from yesterday?
Yes,
yours?
because I did think that with the denim, you know what I mean like that, the octopus would also look nice in Liberty, and then you could line it with that as well.
Wow.
But I didn't get a chance to make one because, I need metric minutes, Jane.
Yes, we all
Yeah.
need metric minutes.
Yeah, you know, that.
Fabulous. I love this cushion.
I can't wait to see it demoed because I'm confused.
It's quite an easy one, and when you break down the actual technique, you're like, oh, is that it? We love things like that, don't we? They look really
Yes.
complicated, and
Yes.
people go, oh, that must have taken you forever to make that. Aren't you clever? And you're like, yes, I am. Thank you. But actually, you know that it wasn't so difficult. Right, we've got two kits. We've got the beautiful pastels in the pinks and the lavenders. Fat quarters, so you've got 2 fat quarters of your plain, 2 fat quarters of your beautiful Liberty, and then you've got a metre of our natural seeded cotton. Because I always think the natural seeded just adds to the texture of this, and
Oh,
it looks
yeah.
so beautiful with the Liberties. So that's...
You'd never go stark white with Liberty. would
No,
you?
I don't
Just
think
no.
so. No, because the white in there is not white. It's more sort of creamy, and the natural seeded sets it off beautifully. And then we've got our patriotic one, I suppose you could call it. Gemma's probably called it something better than that. You've got your 2 plains and your 2 Liberties, and we've got the red and the marine there. That's actually maroon, I think, is the proper name of that red Liberty.
Yes, it's the silhouette, the Emily
The
silhouette.
silhouette, yes. So there we are, we've got our 2 kits. So you've got, in effect, 2 metres of fabric there, which you don't have to use for the cushion, you can use for something else. We've always said this about our kits, don't we? You might love the project and want to do it, but you might equally just love the fabric and have the kit. So, how easy is it? Well, it's very straightforward. Look, there's the little block. That's what you start with. That's your unit. Can you see that? Made up of those little squares, which in turn is in itself made up of squares. You have,
Jane, has this got an envelope backing on it?
yes.
Sorry, just checking.
No, that's fine. You need your squares all the same size. All the instructions, cutting instructions, will be within your pattern. And for the little units here, you need 1 square of your plain, which is the background, the foundation of the unit. You need 1 of your Liberty, and then you're going to use 3 of your natural seeded. Which iron did you put on, Tash? The big one. Lovely. So you leave your main square intact, and then your 4 top squares, you're going to fold those in half diagonally and give them a little press. Now you can finger press that, just hold it down. You don't press it flat. Now that sounds ridiculous, because obviously when you're pressing something you press it flat, don't you? But you want a little bit of texture in that, so you can see that's not flat crisp. It's still got a little bit of movement in it, and that's because you're going to press it again anyway when you've folded it over, but it's just to get the shape of it, to make it into a triangle, making them into half square triangles basically. Just a little application of heat just to fold it, but you don't want to crease in it really, so it's still got a bit of bounce to it. So we're going to attach the first triangle. Place it so that the raw edges are against the edge of the square, the foundation square. Now the first one, you may want to put a pin in it, just on this bottom corner. So if you have it so that the first triangle goes on basically the left hand side of the square with the folded edge in towards the middle, across the diagonal. If you're left-handed, you'll probably want to start the opposite side, and that's fine, as long as you remember that you're going round in a clockwise direction. And for the first one, we're going to sew it, and we're going to start approximately 1/4 inch away from the edge, that corner, and we're just going to sew the one side across there. Now we're tacking this down basically, so you could do it by hand if you fancy tuck you, and that's quite nice, quite mindful to do that little bit of hand sewing with this if you've got the time to do that. But I just lengthen the stitch on my machine to the highest it'll go, which on my machine is 5, and just sewing about 1/8 of an inch in. You're just basically tacking the 3 layers of fabric together. So about 1/4 of an inch in, and just down to the corner. If you can see that.
Well, you will in a minute. Everything's just, there we go. It's slow.
There we go. So I've started about 1/4 of an inch in, quite close to the edge, to that corner, cut the thread. So this end, this side, the left hand side is still free, still not attached. Put your pin back in, but put it in on that corner edge there, just like that, because we're now going to fold that folded edge back like this. You don't want it to go right to the edge of the fabric, you want it about 1/4 of an inch in, and the same down there, which is why we've put the pin. So if you fold it to the edge of the pin, you want to make sure that it's lying nice and flat. So if we can go overhead, Tash, again please. When you pull it back, you just want to be rolling it back so that it still lies flat. You don't want to pull it too much so that it starts to lift this piece. You just want it so that it's lying flat. And then you're just going to give that a little press. Again, not flattening it, but enough to hold the curve in place. So it will flop back up again, but you want that texture. Well, I think you do. You could, if you wanted to, you could sew that down if you want. If you don't like the fact that it's not completely flat. But you're going to keep pressing this, so as you go round, it does press a little bit flatter each time. So we've done this one. We're now going to place the next triangle across the other corner, so it's overlapping with the first triangle. So as I said, we're sort of moving in a clockwise direction. So we're lining that up, and again, if you want to, you can just put a couple of pins in just to hold it while you take it to your machine. Put one in along there, and then one in just down here. And this time we're going to sew both sides, so we're going to sew along there, pivot and come down. And again, your largest stitch on your machine, and fairly about 1/8 of an inch in, quite close to the edge. It's just a tacking stitch, it's just to hold the triangles down while you make the unit. And we're now going to do the same again. We're just going to fold that back, and again, we're not going right to the point here, we're just about 1/4 of an inch. Just folding it back. Again, only enough just for it to still lie flat. We don't want to be pulling it and making that go up, so it's just so it lies flat. And then again, take that to your iron and just press this. This is one of these projects where you probably want to have your iron right next to your sewing machine. If you've got your little travel iron, it's ideal with your pressing mat, because you do a lot of pressing with this one. So now we're going to put...
We had them on offer, didn't we, last week?
Yeah.
I don't know if we sold them or not, I can't remember.
your third triangle on. So that again is going over the end of the second one and around to that bottom edge. And again, we're going to sew on both sides on there. So close to the edge. Move that pin out out the way. And you can move this piece out of the way if you feel that you might catch it with your stitching. And once again, we're going to fold that back. Just again, so it's not right up against the edge. Just fold it down, take it to your ironing board and give it a little press with your iron. Obviously, keep your fingers out of the way, be careful. And you can see, because we keep pressing it each time, it gets a little bit firmer. The folds, the creases get a little bit more defined. So the final one, the final corner that we're going to put in is our Liberty piece, our pattern piece. And again, we're lining up the corners, but we're moving the one that we didn't sew down, we're moving that out of the way. So we're going to sew those two sides down. On this one, again, close to the edge, just keeping it just within the seam allowance.
I'm looking forward to seeing how these colours make up actually in the blue and the red version.
Yeah. Right down to that corner there. Keep that out of the way, and we're going to fold it back like we did with the others, exactly the same way. I've seen this done with lots of different fabrics in a scrappy version. It looks really quite effective, but I do like the definition of the pinwheel effect. Just giving that a press. And then we take that one that we've just had out of the way and we bring that over the top and we sew that edge down. And then you give that a final press. Just press it down, just so that you're giving those curves a little bit of a definition. And that is the unit. And you're going to make 8 units with the blue, and then you'll make 8 units with the red.
Amazing.
So you've got your red there as well. So you're then going to sew these together into pairs. Now you want to have the left hand one with the patterned fabric on the right hand side with the straight edge on the right hand side, and then the right hand one you want your pinwheel on the bottom end, so the straight edge is at the bottom, and you'll put them together in pairs, and you'll do that with all of them. So you're going to make 8 of your red and 8 of your blue. So we'll just sew those together into pairs, and again you can pin them, and you're going back now to your 1/4 inch seam. So any of that stitching that you did holding them down is now in the seam allowance. And that's why you didn't take your fold right to the edge when you were pulling it back, because now that fold is in your seam allowance 1/4 inch away. You'll have 2 pairs that look exactly the same. Ooh, go overhead.
Oh, sorry.
Just let the coffee while
Whilst we get there.
the camera angle changes. So you're going to have all of your squares sewn together in pairs like so. And you rotate the one pair, and that makes your pinwheel block. So you're just going to place those together. You've got your seams. Again, it's quite a lot of fabric here, so I've just let the fabric fall itself, and it likes to fall towards what was the left hand unit there. And so by doing that you can still nestle those seams together. You may want to put your walking foot on your machine because you have got a lot of layers sewing together, and that makes a little 4 pinwheel unit. And again, just take it to the iron and just give it a little push with the iron just to flatten it. And if any of the folds have just come untucked, you can do that again. And just that pressing it will just make it lie flat. And we'll do the same with the red. So exactly the same way with the red. Another pair of those underneath. There we go. As if by magic, we're going to put those together. And that makes your red pinwheel.
This is all good, Jane.
Just come to, I mean, obviously I've done quite a lot of prep in this, but
It's amazing then how fast it comes together.
yes, how quickly it comes together. But you could see then that the unit itself doesn't take long. So you're going to have two. You're going to have 2 of your blue and 2 of your red. And again, we're going to put them together in pairs, and then we'll sew the 2 pairs together. And again, you can get those seams to nestle. And as I say, there's a lot of layers sewing together, so you may find it easier on your machine to put your walking foot on. Just take your time. And we'll do the same with this one.
This is very beautiful. Gemma says samples are all up.
Oh, she's amazing.
So for anyone, and I've added in the 2 peacock bags as well. So if you would like those bags, maybe you've bought the wristlet and you want that one as well, then please do grab those. There's no point in me keeping them because I don't have any more of the peacock stuff once it goes.
Lovely. Right, so you've got your two squares. Can we go overhead?
Yeah, heading that way.
Just get there. That's it.
Sorry, well, I have to come out of everything.
I know, it
Messages
just-
me and then try and get back in, and then it goes no.
Do.
Throws a little hissy fit because I wasn't in there, and dear.
So you'll have them both the same, and then as we did before, we're going to rotate the one, and we'll sew them together into the pairs to make the 4 patch. And there you've got your cushion centre. So we'll just give that a press, and if any of them have come unfolded, this is when you can just give them a press again. Just press them down. Like so. And then You can decide then how you want. If I get the one that the sample we've already made, I chose to have the pink as the inside border and then use the purple for the binding, the lilac colour. But you could have changed that round. You could have had the purple there and the pink for the binding. So for this one, I've chosen the blue for the inside borders. I'm going to have the red for the lining because I think because the red is sort of a darker tone of the two, I like to have a darker binding on mine. So I've chosen to do it that way round. But you can change that. You've got enough fabric to make the decision as to which one you're going to have. So 2 strips that are the same width as your square, sewing to the top and the bottom. Just be careful of your seams underneath because they do they're quite bulky. And again, you'll probably take the time and pin yours. Just press those 2 strips up and away from the centre. And then I'll add the 2 strips to the side. I did think that this would make these little blocks, you could change them and make them into like a length, make it like a table runner, couldn't you?
Nice, yes, very nice.
If you didn't, if you thought, oh, I've got enough cushions. It's just a nice little block to make. I don't know that you'd want to make them all for a quilt. It would be very heavy. But you might.
Oh, do you know what though, Jane?
You could make a lovely centre for like a baby quilt or something like that. It's quite textured and tactile.
So my question to you is, if you did, could you make the seam allowance slightly larger and then have it with a raggy quilt on the back so you wouldn't actually need to...
Yeah, you could. You'd have to think about that with your folding over. You'd want to make your fold slightly narrower so you've got the extra for the...
But it just...
But you could, yeah, absolutely.
When it comes out of that machine, flip it over and you can have a little look.
Yeah.
Because...
You could definitely make it like a rag quilt. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I've peaked. I need to go and sit down and dock. That was it.
So you've done a bit of there now.
Yeah.
Put the other side on.
Whilst you're saying there, Jane, I'm going to say good morning to Jan and Julia and Bridget.
Lovely.
Anne said, wow, I know people say presentation is everything, but didn't realise how true that was. Watched as Natasha's turned the small quilt around and suddenly it became wow.
Yes.
It's true though, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
There's a strange thing with bags. We always put a little bit of stuffing on our bags just to fill them, because when do you ever take an empty bag?
Well, this is it, isn't it?
You don't.
You don't.
And it looks strange when it doesn't have anything in it.
Yeah, and it really does make a difference to have it padded out, because it gives you that effect of of it what it is. It's all about presentation, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Absolutely. Martin's here, Donna's here, Ginny is here, she almost missed us, Jane's here. Laura said that she printed off the bear template from the members area of the Cork Makes, she just needs to make it now. Because Anne said it's so simple and the grandchildren will love them. That is, and if you, so for example, Laura printing off that one template, she's got her money back for that month from that Cork Makes
absolutely.
subscription. And there are so many other things on there. Sylvia's here, Tracy's here, Jan's here, Erica's here. Good morning, Jane. This is looking.
So we're going to put the outer border on now. So we've done strips with the background fabric. You've got enough with that metre to do the front like this and do your envelope back. So there's plenty of fabric to make the full cushion top and, well, make the cushion cover. We've given you all the fabric that you need.
Yes, it's not like with the quilts where we just give you the quilt top.
Front,
No, spin it, Jen. Just spin that over for me, just for a second.
Oh yeah. So you've got that effect on the back. So yes, if you did your seams deeper, you could then snip into that and make that like a rag quilt. If you were going to make a little one for a new baby or something like that.
Because it was just as you popped it through, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
actually, you've got lovely colours there as well.
Yes, because you get the plane of the background, the foundation square. I mean, there's nothing to stop you once you've made your units. You could alternate them. I could have done it with 2 blue and 2 red to make the pinwheel spin like well, what they're called, the windmills.
And we've got Cork which I think are going to be pretty special.
Yeah. Sure that seam
Sorry,
is
Jen,
right.
should I put the walkie? If you'd have said I'd have popped the walkie.
No, it's fine. It's just me making sure that the seam is lying flat underneath. That's all. Yeah. It's got a bit right, wobbly. Anybody else would have just pinned them, wouldn't they?
Would they though, Jane?
I don't pin very often. Even when I've got time, I don't pin.
So I have to thank all the people yesterday, Jane, after our octopus show,
Yes.
who tagged me in a brilliant thing all about female octopuses. Now we love octopuses, right?
Yes.
We do. I'm going to give you a reason to love them even more, Jane.
All right.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yes.
Because female octopuses throw objects at annoying males who refuse to leave them alone and persistently try to with them.
Oh.
I mean, as if we didn't love octopuses enough already.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know.
they're not going to take any rubbish of
I
anyone.
don't know that people that are arachnophobic like octopuses much.
Oh, really?
My mum doesn't like them because she really doesn't like spiders.
Is it just the 8-leg
I
situation?
don't know if it's that or whether it, it's sort of because they do look a bit spidery, don't they? So I know there are people out there, and it's hard, that aren't keen on octopuses.
Do you know? I'm just gonna give you a really nerdy fact here.
Yeah.
1 in 10 people in the UK has a phobia that affects their day-to-day life.
I can believe it.
1 in 10.
It.
Now, when you think that hypnotherapy and stuff like that can cure it, why are people suffering?
Make you wonder.
It really does, doesn't it? 1 in 10. There's like 6.5 million people in this country alone who, on a daily basis, struggle with a phobia.
Yeah. Yeah, because some of them can be really debilitating, can't
Yeah.
they?
And And that's not to mention anxiety and all the other things. You just go, wow. And the thing is that phobia is driven by the subconscious. So it never forgets. The subconscious never forgets because it's never switched off.
No. Oh, I was reading something about that the other day, and it was like, you know, before you go to sleep, if you tell yourself positive, give yourself positive affirmations, your subconscious will then work on those affirmations, and you'll tend to sleep better because it's a positive.
And the other thing you can do, and I do this with particularly Emily, if she's having a tricky day at school or something like that, is go over her day, and if something hasn't gone her way, it's usually a child that hasn't played the way she wants to play, you know, all the important stuff when you are 6.
Yes.
And just get her to imagine that it had gone her way and how that would look, so that she goes to bed having, you know, thinking that the day was a good day instead. So I've had to learn all of these little coping mechanisms. Boys are so much easier. Freddie's so uncomplicated.
Boys just don't, they live in the moment, don't they?
Yeah.
Which is why men are rubbish at organising children and families, because they don't think about the bigger picture like women do.
Oh, it was so funny because Freddie had a sleepover at the weekend, and one of the dads came to drop off one of the children, and I gave him a whole bag of Emily's outgrown clothes for his daughter, and he just looked worried. I went, just give it to your wife. She will know what to do, and and if they're no good, then charity shop them. But you know, they're all good, so just pass them on if you can. But he just looked so worried because it's just, you know, I think as women we always know when the clothes are when they're gonna be outgrown, what needs replacing when,
it's true.
It's that mental load. They call it the mental load, don't they?
Yeah. Well, I think it's all to do with us being nurturers, isn't it?
Yeah, we're just built different. And there's with the best will in the world, there's no getting away from it.
You can be as feminist as you like, but we are different.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's the one.
So there you go.
However, this is looking rather
That's your cushion
front.
I haven't got the fabrics for the backing, but you would put them. You would put your back right, sort of wrong sides together. So you'd make your backing. You'd do the hemming if you were going to do a fold over envelope back. We've got so many cushions finishing with flare patterns that you can finish them whichever way you like. Put a zip in, whatever you wish. But I've done a fold over one there. So you hem the one side, and you would put them over so they overlapped, and then pin it, and then you attach your binding. So you're attaching the binding at the same time as you're attaching the back to the front of the cushion.
Oh, amazing.
So I got to the binding bit, but I didn't get round to doing the backing part. So the binding would go on, I would put it on the back front first. That doesn't make sense. I would put it on the back first
and turn through
and then bring it through to the front and I've machine stitched mine down just close to the edge. But if you wanted to, you could do it the other way and put it on the front, and then you could hand stitch the binding down if you like hand stitching.
But as you say, Jane, with our patterns on a 3 for 2, which they are at the moment, if you're buying any of this week's patterns,
so that's what it would look like, but with the red binding. So
then you'd be crazy not to put a third in for free.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and maybe that's going to be one of the cushion finishings with flares, so that you can then choose how you want to finish off your cushion.
But I think the blue and the red are equally as stunning as the pretty pastels.
Gorgeous!
If you've got, like you, one of each,
yep,
you could have that one as slightly more masculine, maybe.
For the boy child.
And the pretty one. Or the other way round, if that's how they like them. Nobody's criticising, nobody's saying it should be this, are they? Are we?
Do you know what?
Because boys like pink too.
They do. Well, it used to be, didn't it?
Yeah.
During Victorian times. My mum and I were having this conversation the other day about it.
Yeah.
Jane, that is fabulous. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Everything is loaded, sample-wise. I can see a couple more that I want to load. Sorry, Gemma, sorry. But yeah, There they are. Thank you so much. Tomorrow we play with brand new cork.
Nice. Beautiful cork.
Nice. So do join us for that tomorrow, Jane. Thank you ever so much. We will see you tomorrow. Take care. Lots of love.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Fran says it's 6 tentacles, 2 arms, 1 brain per appendage. That's 8 brains.
Oh, that's why they're
And
so
Sue
clever.
said there's an aquarium that they visited where the octopus had learned to open his tank, slide down